Education Society, redefining excellence.
Hello friends, I am Professor Shweta Yadav from Department of Electrical Engineering from Zeal College of Engineering and Research. In today's lecture, we will see three-phase rectifiers with R load. Hence, before we have also seen single-phase rectifier, half-wave rectifier for half-wave rectification and full-wave rectification, along with R load and RL load. Okay, but in today's lecture, we will see three-phase rectifiers. So, what is necessary for going from single-phase to three-phase rectification? Ultimately, we will get a DC only. Then, first of all, we will see that maximum average voltage for single-phase rectifier we were getting was 2 Vm by pi, and 2 Vm by pi means which is equal to 0.63662 of Vm. So, that was means comparatively less voltage. If we want an average output voltage more than this, then we will prefer our three-phase rectifier. Next was means for single phase rectifier, maximum suitable load was about 15 kilowatt, and in three-phase rectifier we may exceed that load above 15 kilowatt also. So there are multiple advantages of three-phase rectifiers also. Means if our application wants an higher DC voltage, then move to three-phase rectifier, and if in output voltage of three-phase rectifier, it gives us a very less ripples, and so our performance, means load performance, increases a lot. Okay, and also it gives a better transformer utilization factor as compared to single-phase rectifier. So let's see the circuit for three-phase rectifier. So this is a circuit diagram for three-phase rectifier. Here, if you will observe, we have connected a delta to star connection. Okay, so in this way, mostly delta to star connection is used to step up. Okay, because here line voltage and phase voltage are same, and here it is line voltage is equal to √3 of phase voltage. Okay, and there are three positive group of diodes and three negative group of diodes. You will come to know what are the positive and negative diodes. Then here these are first of all D1, D3 and D5 and D4, D6 and D2. This is a resistive load connected here. This is a P point and this is a Q point, we will say, for our reference. Okay. So now first of all I will draw a wave diagram, and then we will discuss about the positive group of diodes and negative group of diodes, and afterwards you will come to know that how the conduction takes place. So first of all I will draw a diagram for input wave. So suppose I will take a difference of 30 degree, so 30, 60, 90, 120, 150, 180, okay. So now I will first of all draw a red. So this is Vs. So I will draw RYB. So here this is R. For yellow I will use pink pen. and then is B, blue, okay. So suppose I will call this as a VA. So this is VA, here is VA, VA. Then I will call this as a VB, VB, or VC I will call this, okay, VC, 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 and then for blue I will call it as a VB, VB, okay. So now we will see how this forms. So here I will then show you output voltage V0. I have drawn in projections in order to take our waveforms very clear and neatly, okay. So now we will start with actually this rate, that is VA, okay. So now observe that VA is very high in between 30 degree to 150 degrees, okay. So VA is very high in between this 30 degrees and 150 degrees, okay. So I will just make these projections in this way. So it will be very easy to note. So it is very high in between 30 to 150 degrees, okay, compared to VB and VC, okay. So if it is high at very particular peak at 90 degrees, so from 30 degrees to 150 degrees this VA is very high, so this current VA will flow. So this is suppose A, so diode 1 will be in a conducting state compared to other diodes, because here VA is very high and VB and VC are very low. So diode 1 will be coming in, here VA is high, so this will be positive side, okay. As well as then we will see here for VB. VB is more positive in between 150 to 270 degree, okay. So VB is more positive. As I said, from 30 to 150 diode D1 is high. So here I will write D1 is conducting. So then from 150 to 270, from 150 to 270, here VB is high, okay. So as VB is high as compared to VA and VC, so VB is high means here it will be D3, okay. So D3 will be conducting, okay. So I will say this will be diode D3 will be conducting at that time. Again in between 270 to 390 degrees, so here 270 to 390 degrees VC is high, okay. So VC is high here, so D5 will be in a forward biased and it will be conducting, okay. So here D5 is high. Now this comes into positive group of diodes, okay. So I will write here positive group of diodes. So as I said that omega T is equal to from 30 to 150 degrees, my diode 1 will be conducting, and at that time voltage will be at VA is high, okay. Similarly omega T is equal to from 150 to 270, that is 150 degrees to 270 degrees, my D3 will be conducting and VB is high. So and last is from 270 to 390, my D5 is conducting and VC is high. So this was a positive group of diodes. Now we will see negative group of diodes, okay. So negative group of diodes. So now for omega T here we will see, for negative group here we will see where this VC is very negative, okay, as compared to VB and VA here. So from 90 to 210 here 90 to 210 VC is high, so and more negative, so this is more negative. So here if it is more negative, then my negative side here is more negative, right? So D2 will be in a forward bias as because this side is more negative as compared to others, and so D2 voltage here will be more negative as compared to this positive side, and so D2 will be in a forward biased. Okay, so I will say for 90 degree to 210 here my D2 is conducting and VC is very negative. Okay, similarly VA here is more negative as compared to VC and VB. Okay, and from 210 to 330 VA here means my D4 will be more negative. Okay, so omega T is equal to, for example, in between, and this it was D2 was conducting, right? And now from 210 to 330 here my VA is more negative, and VA is more negative, so my D4 will be conducting here. Okay, so it will be 210 to 330, D4 will be conducting for VA negative cycle. And similarly for VB here 330 onwards omega T is equal to 330 degree 2 and so on. I have not drawn here, I will just write here. So here it was from 330 to so on. VB is more negative, so D6 will be conducting. So D6, that is VC. Here also if you will observe, here VB is conducting. So here VB is more negative. So for this much time period also we may say that here D6 is conducting, and here also D6 is conducting. Okay, and for here 0 to 30 degree again VC is more negative, positive here. Okay, so VC was more positive, so D5 was conducting till this period. So in this way we have found a positive group of diodes and a negative group of diodes. Okay, so this was D1, D3, D5 will be a positive group of diodes, and D4, D6 and D2 will be a negative group of diodes. Okay, and in this way it will be conducting, means for 0 to 30 D5 and D6 will be on. Okay, then D1 and D6 will be on. Just we will see for 30 to 150 degree D1 and D6 will be on. So D1 and D6 will be on means this the voltage will go from here D1, then from resistance to this D6, and then it will complete. Okay, similarly here D1 and D2 is on. Then for the next this for 60 degrees D1 will go, and then from D1 it will come here, and from D2 it will complete the cycle. So VA and C was conducting. Okay, so we will see one by one. Okay, so here first of all we will see for D5 and D6, only D5 and D6. So D5 and D6 are on, means this D5 and D6 are first of all on. So D5 and D6 means the voltage will go from here. So it will go from VC, that is C phase, from D5, then it will come here, and then from D6 it will complete. So it will be from VC to VA. The voltage is going from, because this is A, this is B, and this is C winding which is touching here. So the voltage, the current is flowing from D5 to D6, means from C to A. So here I will say the output voltage I will get is VCA. Then from 30 degrees to 90 degrees, why 30 degrees to 90 degrees? Because after 90 degrees D6 is changing. Okay, and from 30 degrees D1 is there. So from 30 degree to 90 degree D1 and D6 are conducting. Okay, so 30 to 90 degrees D1 and D6 are conducting. So current will flow from A, from D1 to this P, Q, and here hence from D6 to B. So current is flowing from VA, that is A, to B, and so we will call this as a VAB. So from 30 to 90 degree it is VAB. Similarly, from 90 to 150, here D1 and D2 will be conducting, because here D6 is getting changed again. So D1 and D2 will be conducting. So here VA from D1 to PQ, so to PQ, and then from D2 it is going. So it will be going from VC. So VAC. This voltage will be, output voltage will be VAC. Okay. Similarly, from 150 to 210, okay, D3 and D2 are conducting. So D3 and D2 are conducting. So D3 means it will be going from B. So current will be going from D3 to resistance and then to D2. So D means it will be connecting between B and C. So the current is flowing from B to C. So voltage is VBC. VBC. Okay. Again, from 210 to 270. Okay. D3 and D4 is conducting. So D3, that is B, then from resistance, and D4. So this is VBA, because current is flowing from first B and then through A. Okay. So now see here, current is going negative, means it is going on in opposite direction. Okay. As compared to VAB, now here current is moving in a B. Current is moving from B to A. So D3 and then D4, and then from A it is going to the negative side. So here voltage is VBA. Again here D5 and D4 are conducting. So D5 means from C, D5, resistance, and then D4. So it is VCA. Okay. So this will be VCA. And last, from 330 to 390, D5 and D6 are conducting. So D5 and D6 are conducting. So it will be going on from C to B. So this is VCB. Okay. So this is our output voltage. Okay. Actually it is in this manner, but we will get a very less ripples here. So this is an actual output voltage. Similarly, if I will draw an current, output current, then output current here I will be getting in a similar way how the voltage, because here I have used resistive load, not inductive load, and so I will get few ripples in this. So this is my current. Okay. So this maximum voltage here it was. Now we know here line voltage is √3 of phase voltage. Okay. So this is √3 VMP, that is maximum voltage, maximum phase voltage. Okay. Or we may say this as a V maximum VML, that is line voltage. Okay. So in this way we have got output voltage and output current. Now we will see current IA across this winding A. How this current will flow. So this will make more clarity in the picture. So for example, now starting from 0 to 30 degrees. Okay. So we will see this is current IA. Only we are seeing this current, not IB or IC. So we will only focus on this IA current. So here this IA current will either flow whenever the voltage will be with respect to this A. Okay. Whenever the voltage will be with respect to B and C, then there will be no current flowing or a less current flowing through this A. Okay. So whether this current is positive or negative, that depends upon how the polarities are. So for example, here we can say that VCA. Okay. It is D5 and D6 conducting. So D5 and D6. So it is VCA, no? It is VCB. Yeah. So see, here it is VCB. Okay. So for 0 to 30 degrees here, voltage is VCB, and so current will be flowing from C to B, and so there is an absence of IA current, and so IA current will be here 0 for 0 to 30 degrees. Again here the voltage is VAB. Okay. So VAB means VA and VB. So current will be flowing from D1 to this direction, D1 and then this. So current is flowing from this pattern. Okay, so VAB. Okay, so current is flowing in this outward direction. Okay, so here current will increase. Okay, and it will be same like our VAB. Again, for the next 30 degrees also it is VAB. Okay, so this is VAB. For this 60 degrees it is V, current is IA flowing through this VAB. Then is VAC. So VAC means here D1 is conducting from resistance to VAC. So from D1 to D2. So current will be in the again the direction of this VAC. Okay, so again current will be in this way. Again then VBC. Okay, now see voltage is between VB and C. So current will be flowing from D3 and then D2. So there will be no current shown here. Okay, at that time my current will be IA current will be 0 because there is no current flowing through this. Now here, so for VBC it is 0. Then VBA. Now pay attention. Here it is VBA means current is flowing from VB and then here resistance and then here, and from D4 it is going in the opposite direction now to complete the cycle. Okay, so it is VBA, and so this will go in negative cycle. Okay, so for this VBA it is negative. Similarly for VCA also it will be a negative. Again it will go to 0 because again it is VCB and there is no picture of IA current. So in this way we have got current IA. Okay, so this current is IAB, this is IAC current. Okay, so this peak will be V, maximum line voltage upon resistance R. And for the last we will see VD1 means voltage across diode 1. Now, so voltage across diode 1. So diode will be conducting means only I will be drawing voltage across this diode 1. So you may draw or you may notice what will be the voltage across another diodes also. Okay, so for D1. Okay, so this D1 will be whenever conducting, at that time the voltage will be 0, and whenever it will be not conducting then voltage will be negative. Okay, so it will be inverse of this minus root 3 Vm. So here see D1 means current IA. Okay, current IA is flowing through this D1 and so here current is 0. Okay, so current is not flowing through this, current is not flowing through this, and so voltage will be negative. It will come to here. Okay, now here see, observe, current is flowing, IA current is flowing through this DA. So it is in a conduction state. Okay, and so conduction state means here D1 is conducting, and so if D1 is conducting then it becomes 0. So the time where IA current is there, my diode will be in a conducting state and voltage across it will be 0. Okay, now here current is 0, that means diode is not conducting. Okay, current is 0 means diode is not conducting here, and so it will go in a negative cycle. So it will go in a negative cycle. Okay, now here again current is in a negative thing, so here also it will go in a negative cycle. Now here also current is 0, so in this way the diode will be, and again it will be current is negative, voltage is negative here, and here it is 0. So this is nothing but minus root 3 VMP. Okay, so in this way we have seen how the circuit 3-phase works. Okay, and what are the positive group of diodes, what are the negative group of diodes, and how they may conduct, and this is a very important waveform where output voltage is there and output current is there. Now we will see performance parameter for it. Okay, before going to performance parameter, I will just tell you that for average voltage, we want average voltage, average current. The period here is only for 60 degrees, that is from 30 degrees to 90 degrees. So here I will derive an output voltage, that is output average voltage for 30 degrees to 90 degrees. That means it would be for pi by 6 to pi by 2. Okay, so this will be for pi by 6 to pi by 2. Okay, time period is for 60 degrees, that means pi by 3. Okay, total time period will be pi by 3, and I will be deriving an voltage for VAB, average voltage for VAB, and with respect to it you may derive any other average voltage also. Okay, so let's see the performance parameter for it. So very first is average voltage. V0, which formula is 1 by T, 0 to T, V0 d theta or d omega t. Okay, so here output voltage is, suppose here I have shown that output voltage, average voltage. For output average voltage I will be considering VAB. Okay, so I need VAB means VA minus VB. First of all I need to derive what is VA, VB and VC. Okay, so here VA will be Vm sin omega t, VB will be Vm sin omega t minus 120. Okay, and VC will be Vm sin omega t minus 240. So these are, so output voltage will be VAB, so which will be VA minus VB. Okay, and VA minus VB means it will be Vm sin omega t minus VB will be this Vm sin omega t minus 120. Okay, so we have got here VAB now, which is equal to VO. So I will find V average voltage here. So time period, as I have told, that it is for pi by 3. So 1 upon pi by 3 means it will be 3 by pi. Okay, and difference is from pi by 6 to pi by 2. Okay, we have seen pi by 6 to pi by 2, and this is a VO, that is VAB. So I will put here Vm sin omega t minus Vm sin omega t minus 120. And here output voltage, after solving, you may solve this. Okay, after solving I will be getting root 3 Vm upon pi. Okay, after calculating this it will be 156539 of Vm. So this is my average output voltage. Similarly, I will find out RMS voltage, which is equal to VOR square, which is equal to 1 by T, 0 to T, and this will be VO square d omega t. So 1 by T means again 3 by pi, we will take 3 by pi, from pi by it is again from pi by 6 to pi by 2, and VO, you know, it is a VAB only. So it is Vm sin omega t minus Vm sin omega t minus 120. Okay, and bracket square with respect to d omega t. So after solving this equation, we will get RMS value as 0.955 root 3 Vm, and final value will be 1.6555 Vm. This is Vm means VMP, means with respect to phase voltage. This is a phase voltage, VMP or VMP here. Okay, so these are the all phase voltages. Okay, so we have got our average voltage, we have got RMS voltage. Now we need to find IO, that is current. Okay, average output current, which is equal to I0. So I0 is equal to Vm upon root 3 R. Okay, So Vm we know it is 1.65, sorry, Vm upon root 3 R. So Vm, these calculations, sorry, V0 upon root 3 R. So V0 we know it is 1.6539 Vm upon root 3 R. So this value, IO value will become 0.9558 Vm upon R. It will be 49. Similarly, we will derive IOR, that is RMS output current. RMS output current is IOR, and so IOR is equal to VOR upon root 3 R. We know what is this RMS, 1.6555 Vm upon root 3 R. So this will become 0.9558. This is 0.9558 Vm upon R. So now it is very easy to find out now PAC and PDC, as we know VO, IO, VOR and IOR. So fifth point is PDC, that is output DC power. Okay, so it is VO into IO, which is equal to, again VO we know it is 1.6539 Vm into IO is 0.9549 Vm upon R. So after calculating this, we will get 1.5793 Vm square upon R. So this is my PDC. Similarly, I will get PAC. So PAC will be equal to VOR into IOR. Okay, so it is 1.655 Vm into 0.9558 Vm by R, 1.5823 Vm square by R. So we have got PAC and we have got PDC. Now our aim is to find out efficiency. Okay, rectifier efficiency. So efficiency is equal to PDC upon PAC into 100. So this will become, PDC is 1.5793 Vm square upon R upon PAC is 1.5823 Vm square by R into 100. Okay, so here I get an efficiency of 99.81 after solving this, which is very high efficiency as compared to our half wave rectifier, full wave rectifiers. Okay, then next factor is form factor. So form factor FF is nothing but the RMS value of voltage to the average value of voltage. So we know RMS value of voltage is 1.6555 Vmp. Okay, and upon average value, that is 1.6539 upon Vm. So this will become 1.0009. Okay, so this is a form factor. Then we may derive from form factor a ripple factor voltage. Output voltage. So it will be under root of form factor square minus 1. Form factor we know it is 1.009 bracket square minus 1. Okay, then this ripple factor will become 0.04343. And second last 10th, peak inverse voltage. So peak inverse voltage is root 3 Vm. Okay, minus root 3 Vm. So whatever the phase voltage was, output voltage was, that is nothing but the peak inverse voltage, and last is crest factor. So crest factor is equal to IMP upon IOR. So IMP upon IOR means 0.95884 IMP, which is equal to 1.046 is a crest factor. So in this way we have seen a performance parameter for three-phase rectifiers, okay, and this will be very much useful for solving some numericals, okay. So in this way we have seen three-phase rectifier with R load, okay. So I hope students you have understood this, and thank you for watching this video.
Zeal Education Society, redefining excellence.